you know, massive advocate of sustainability.
Yeah.
Or is it just keen to try something new, wanting to be unique? What's going on? What's going on over there?
Exactly. So my brother became vegetarian when I was 16. And that was definitely the first time I started really thinking about it. I'd never necessarily thought twice about eating meat. We never ate meat much as a family. So we ate it maybe 3 times a week, but that was like the extent of it.
Yeah.
So when he became vegetarian, we started eating a lot more vegetarian food just because obviously we weren't going to cook something different for him. And so that was kind of started my vegetarian / vegan journey. And then when I came to London to work, I decided to become vegetarian, and that was all for sustainability, environmental reasons.
Yeah.
You know, being vegetarian / vegan is one of the best things you can do for the environment. And then this year, in like November of first year, I was going to bed and I watched this documentary called Dominion. Honestly, should not have watched it before bed. I was crying my eyes out. It was like honestly the worst thing I've ever watched. It's like a documentary showing from birth to death of each like farm animal.
So like chickens, cows, sheep, stuff like that.
So you kind of see, you see like dairy cows, egg chickens, and then you also see animals that are for meat, and you kind of just see like their whole lifespan. And it was honestly so upsetting. And I'm the type of person who's kind of like very much all or nothing.
Yeah.
So the next day I was like, I'm becoming a vegan. I was like, I can't like the thought of after watching that being able to say. So now it's for moral reasons, but obviously I care a lot about sustainability and a lot about the environment. So obviously that's a big part of it as well. That's what got me started.
Yeah.
But now it's definitely moral is one of the main things.
Yeah, it's like you know, I've seen a few really interesting documentaries about like chicken farms and stuff like that, and they've been genetically like modified and bred over like decades to grow to like full size in like 7 weeks or something, rapidly just put on loads of weight, and if they don't, and then they die, like they have heart attacks and all that.
I know, it's horrible.
There's that funny clip of Jamie Oliver making those chicken nuggets for those kids. Have you seen that clip?
Oh yeah, I think I have actually.
And he's showing them what goes into a chicken nugget, and it's like chicken skins and cartilage.
It's disgusting.
And then he blends it all up with like breadcrumbs and like some other like bits to just pad it out a bit. There's like some chemical that he puts in it as well.
Yeah.
And then fries it and then makes it and then shows it to the kids after they've seen that whole process of how it goes, and then they still want to eat it.
Oh god. See, that's the thing, when people see this sort of stuff and kind of then are still, I always find that so confusing, because one of the things for me as well is kind of like seeing how in so many, especially if you buy meat from like a supermarket, you really don't know what's in that meat.
No.
I think I know a lot of people, especially in Italy actually, who buy their meat locally from like local farmers, and you know, I think you're a lot more aware of A, how those animals are being treated, and B, what those animals are eating and what they're being fed and stuff. But yeah, I think supermarket meat is definitely one to look out for, and fast food meat.
For sure, yeah. I mean, those are just a few examples of the ones to look out for. But
yeah.
I mean, how vocal are you about like the moral aspects of eating meat? Are you someone, because there's a guy on YouTube who like does that classic thing of setting up a table in public and then writing something like meat eaters are like are like criminals or something. And I mean, I kind of get what he's going for, because like there's not a whole lot of moral standing that someone can have. I mean, I'm not sure my opinion on it, but
I'm the type of person who I'm very much kind of like, each person can do their own thing. You know, I'm not here to judge anyone. With my friends, I'm definitely very vocal.
Right.
So I think also when people kind of make fun of a vegan diet, I'm like, well, actually, between me and you, I may be eating rabbit food, but who knows what you're eating. Because a lot of people do have a lot to say about the vegan diet, and just about how it must be disgusting, or it's bird food, or it's rabbit food. You know, those are the typical comments you get daily. And so in those situations, I'm definitely very vocal. And with my friends, I like force my friends to watch like documentaries. I'm like trying to convert them all. I'm like, please.
So you're on a mission almost. I mean,
Yeah,
your
but I'm
family sound
definitely,
like they're already doing it, so
yeah, my family are like so good. I mean, during lockdown, I cooked everything and it was all vegan and they never complained. It's not like,
yeah.
but yeah, no, definitely with my friends, I want to become more vocal. And, you know, I'm hoping that through YouTube and Instagram, you know, a lot of people who follow me are people I know who aren't vegan or vegetarian or aren't
Yeah.
into sustainability. But I'm hoping that kind of through what I do, they can kind of be like, oh, you know, I'll try this out. But yeah, even my boyfriend, I converted him to drinking oat milk, not being a vegetarian. So, you know, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm making progress.
Imagine, I love when you said people who aren't into sustainability. Imagine,
Yeah.
imagine not being into caring for the planet.
No, but so many people are. They're
It's
just kind
so
of like,
difficult.
I really,
Like, to put it in perspective, like it's so difficult to be sustainable because the entire
yeah,
world is engineered around capitalism, which by definition doesn't have to be sustainable for the planet. All it
yeah,
cares about is, you know, production,
profit.
profit, and then, you know, screwing over the little man or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like uh, trying to be sustainable is just so difficult. Like,
For sure. And
do you sympathize with people who want to try and do it but don't know how to start? Or
oh, for sure. I think the first, like, wanting to be better is like the first step and probably the most important step into being sustainable. I think it's really hard, especially on social media, because there's so many people who live or claim to live like zero waste lifestyles. And it's just unrealistic. Like, you're never going to be able to be completely zero waste unless you live, you know, in the countryside and are self-producing all your food and,
yeah,
you
isn't that
know,
the dream?
yeah, exactly. But, you know, no one can really claim to be completely zero waste. So I try and live plastic free whilst at university.
Right.
And for the most part I can do it. Like, but there's obviously going to be some times when I buy something and it's going to have some plastic on it, or, you know, I've bought something online and it comes and it's in plastic packaging and stuff like that. But I think it's very much about making small changes, also because there's so many things you can do that I think sometimes it's a bit overwhelming to think, I need to do this, 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 and this to be sustainable. It's just unachievable. Whereas I think maybe like choosing one thing or two things that you're going to try and do already makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Because, you know,